Greetings, everyone. So every year around the spring, when the spring breaks, I kind of let my grass grow before I have it cut, because I always like to see what pops up and what I can identify and harvest and use herbally. So right now what we're looking at is a beautiful patch of bugleweed, and this has been in my yard for since I've been here. It comes back every year. It is a perennial, and so this is my first time going to harvest it, and I am going to cut some of these flowers and cut the stems and the flowers and dry them and use them for a tincture. I'm going to tincture some, and then I'm going to dry some as well and probably use it for teas. But if you can see here, let me see this beautiful little purple flower. See if I can get it in focus. Very pretty flower. It is in the mint family, and you can usually tell by the stem. I don't know if it'll catch on the camera, but it is like a square stem, and that's usually a trait of the mint family species. A lot of the stems in the mint families are square. I can definitely feel it when I touch it, but it is a very pretty flower. And I'm gonna just I have a rock over here and tap out some of the little bugs that are on there. I don't want those in my tincture. But just some of the medicinal properties of bugleweed. It's been highly used as like a for hyperthyroidism, to where the palpitations and the racing heartbeats and things of that nature. Women go through a lot of hormonal changes with menopause, with PMS and things like that, and bugleweed has been used in those instances. So also it's been used like just for nervousness and anxiety. So a lot of times that comes along with the change of life, and even just our monthly cycles and things like that. But it's not just a herb for women. It is definitely something that men can use as well. And it is styptic, meaning that it can stop bleeding. So one thing that I will do with the dried, once I dry it and crush it into a powder or grind it into a powder, it can be used as a styptic. Put it either into mixed with some other herbs that are styptics to stop bleeding. One in particular I could think of is yarrow. Another is shepherd's purse. And so definitely can do utilize it in many different ways. But definitely my main purpose for this is with the hormonal shifts. I have a couple clients that are going through some of the changes, and and just in general, people stressed out and anxious, and can definitely benefit from using this. So it also, for the women, it helps with just the heavy menstrual cycle, with the heavy menstrual bleeding. It can be very helpful with that. I'm going to harvest also some of the leaves. I'm going to try not to harvest all of the flowers. I do want some to be able to leave for the pollinators, because a lot of the birds that I have in the yard, I do see them over here. I see the bees that come, so I want and when I say pollinators, I mean like more or less the hummingbirds. The hummingbirds are over here sometimes, and but I do also see the bees come over as well. So, but yeah, that's what I'm doing today in the yard. But I also have, I've seen other things that have come up that I've identified. Like I have a lot of 5-finger grass, that's coming up in the yard. Maybe I'll do a little video on that. I don't know if some of the flowers, they're very yellow, so, and they're small. So I may have already gotten past that cycle, because I don't see any out here right now. But usually during the day, early in the day, I usually see some. But it's been a couple weeks since they had popped up, so I'll see if I can find some and maybe make another video on that. But for now, this is what I'm doing. This is the bugleweed, and that's it. So we'll do some of this and probably cut a few more, put some more leaves in here, and make a tincture. Bugleweed. Have a great day. Ashe.